Hi everyone, welcome to the Generalist with me, Cheramz. For today's video, we're going to take about giving the main idea of a selection. Listen to how are you going to give the main idea of a certain paragraph? The main idea of paragraph is stated in the topic sentence. It is also a sentence that states the most important idea of a paragraph or a selection. It tells about the topic of the paragraph and what the paragraph says about the topic. The moon's pull accounts for both high tides and low tides. The moon pulls hardest on the part of the earth nearest it, lifting the water on that part of earth. The water bulges out toward the moon. Where the bulge is greatest, it is known as high tide. When the moon is on the horizon and the bulge is lowest, it is low or ebb tide. The tide is a commonly used symbol of life, for it continues to go in and out without stopping. This time, let's talk about giving titles to poems, stories, selection, and paragraph listened to. But how are we going to give titles? The title must be based on the main idea of the selection. It must be short but startling and catching. It must be like a billboard that advertises but does not necessarily reveal the contents of the selection. Once upon a time, there lived a poor little boy and his mother. Although they were poor, they shared what they had with those who were in need. One day, the little boy shared his last piece of bread with a dirty old beggar. This beggar turned out to be a real fairy. She rewarded him with plenty of gold. Now, the boy and his mother are already rich, but they have not forgotten to be kind to others. For today's video, let's talk about identifying the elements of the story. What are the elements of the story? The elements of a short story are setting, main characters, secondary characters, climax, and ending. Setting tells when and where the story happens. Main character is the lead actor. Secondary characters or other characters aside from the main character. Climax is the most exciting or interesting part of the story, and ending is the fall of the climax or the conclusion. Baby fish looks at land. Mother, what is land? Baby fish asked mother fish. May I go and find out? But his mother would not let him go. Baby fish was very disappointed. He didn't like to eat and play. Mother fish was afraid baby fish might die, so she allowed him to go. Baby fish was very happy, but his mother was very sad. Baby fish swam and swam. Soon, he became hungry. He saw one live shrimp. He caught the shrimp and was about to swallow it. When he felt a tug in his mouth, he tightened his bite on the shrimp, but he felt himself pulled upward and fast. This shrimp must be very strong, thought baby fish. He was not frightened. He opened his mouth. He struggled to set himself free, but the pull upward was strong. Then he felt himself being lifted out of the water and being tossed to the land. For today's video, let's talk about sequencing events. Do you know how to sequence events? Well, to sequence ideas is to arrange them in a successive and logical order. There are several ways of sequencing ideas. One of these is the chronological order, where the sequence is based on time or when the events happened. Others are processes or instructions on how to do things. Sequence the following events in order to create a story. Mr. Morris had to get David out of bed. David studied for his exam until late at night. David did not wake up when the alarm clock went off. David had to take a taxi to school instead of a bus. For today's video, we are going to talk about inferring mood. How can we tell or infer the mood conveyed by a particular event or a series of events? That's right, that is through the speaker's actions, intentions, utterances, or words. What a day it was! Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. Everybody was in their fancy costumes. I'd love to read your comment. Subscribe for more.